the love of beats, for the love of dance, for the love of house, for the love of beats, for the love of dance. For the love of house, for the love of beats, for the love of dance. For the love of house, for the love of beats, for the love of dance. Get up to get down. 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 Move your body to the funky sound.
Come into my life. I need you every day. Every single minute.
What's up, everybody? It is your boy DJ Spen saying what's up to you and happy Tuesday. This is Talent Tuesday, the Quantized Recordings A&R Forum, and I hope you guys are having an excellent day so far. And let me tell you what, I'm having an excellent day because I get to introduce two of my favorite producers on the planet. And I'm going to start with the legend himself. This guy, Chris Formen, is a part of a crew called Steel Vibe and has produced some of the best dance records on the planet. That's the only way that I could put it. He has really been an influence, an influencer in the game. And tonight I'm going to introduce to you right here, right now, the guy that's going to help us get through these demos, Mr. Chris Form from the legendary Steel Vibe. What up, baby? How you doing?
What's going on, my bro? How are you? I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. I can't complain, man. Thank you for joining us. I really do appreciate it. And up next is one of my, I'm going to call him up and coming, but we were talking kind of in the beginning of this, and he's really not up and coming. I consider him up and coming because his past couple of years has just been absolutely trailblazing, and I don't know any soulful dance music DJ that's not playing something from this cat. This guy's name is Ezel. He's Ezel Felice, but his artist name is Ezel. How you doing, man?
What up, Sensei? Thank you for the invitation.
Sensei, you trying to make me sound old, man? Come on, man. Come on.
But you already know. You already know.
Thank you for joining us, man. I truly appreciate the two of you. Thank you so much. But trust me, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is both of your first time on the show, so I'm looking forward to what we've got in store, and especially the feedback that's going to come from the two of you is going to be really interesting. As we move on, we've got our mainstay, Mr. Mike Freak, Mr. 69 himself.
What's up, Grandpa?
Yeah, I should have expected that, right?
Yeah,
I should have expected that. Great, just great. I would say something, but you know, I'm on the air and I have to keep up with my image. So I'm not going to do what I need to do to you, but you know what I'm going to do to you after this is over. I want you to know. All right, Tommy Davis, where are you, man? Help me out a little bit, please. We can't hear him. Is he muted or which way is he going?
Yeah, I am.
Thomas. Okay. Yeah, you're good. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, Grandpa. I'm good.
Oh, really? If I'm Grandpa, you great Grandpa. Actually, you great Grandpa.
Whoa,
Don't try it.
Respect your elders.
All right, and we've got Candace McKenzie. What's up, Candace? How you doing?
Hey, Spen. How you doing? Hi, everyone.
Hey. All right. So look, let me tell y'all something. We're going to jump right into this today because I've got another situation I have to deal with, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But at any rate, I'm very, very glad and very happy to see everybody. What's up to everybody in the chat room? What's going on over on Facebook, over on Twitch, the Mixcloud people, and the YouTube people? What's up, all of you? All right, so look, we're going to get this thing started. Without any further ado, we're just going to keep it rolling. The first track tonight that we are going to listen to is a track called Can You Feel It? The extended 2023 remix. So let's see where this goes. It is Talent Tuesday. Keep it tuned. Lock it down. All right. Getting things off to a really interestingly good start. That track is Can You Feel It? And looks like we got a hype train going.
Yep, we got it.
Over on Twitch. Interesting. All right, for the hype train during the middle of Talent Tuesday. Thank you all for the subs and the bits. We greatly appreciate that, all of your support. As we keep on going. So let's get right into the mix of things. I'm going to start with my man, Chris Formen, Still Vibe. What do you think about this one?
It's nice, man. It's nice. It's got a nice vibe. It definitely flows. It's, in between. Definitely in between, like the smooth, and it's a little bumpy. But I dig it. I honestly, I didn't expect it. I expected something different when you said remix. I'm thinking, Can You Feel It? I'm thinking it's gonna be like a Mr. Fingers retake or something like that. But it sounds good.
Right.
Good.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that in a little bit in a minute. But if you were to give this a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I give it a strong 7.5. Definitely give it a strong 7.5.
Awesome. All right, Mr. Vibes of Steel giving it a 7.5. All right, let's move right along. Ezel, my brother.
I think this one has a lot of room for potential and growth.
Okay.
I concur with Chris. It has a nice feeling. I feel that there's two certain aspects that for me will make it better. For some reason, the placement of the back vocals sometimes threw me off. I know this can be regarded as something like freestyle, but sometimes I felt like, a little lost when some of those vocal hits were placed, especially at the start, and then the only thing I will say is that, this has a nice tight unit of bass and groove going on. And it's the energy of the track is kind of asking for just something else, just a little more. It's like when you get to the club and you're at the line. You have been making the line for half an hour. Then you're like at the the bouncers right there. You're listening to the music. It's like, boom, I want to go in. So I think this needs maybe just some over the top element to just take it inside. And be amazing.
Okay. Awesome. Scale of 1 to 10.
I'll say a 7, just because it has potential for being way better.
Awesome. All right, Mike Freak, what say you?
I thought the vocal placement was a little off. Another thing I noticed was the bass line just didn't match it. Like it was a little off key at like certain points. It just didn't match the key, I think. And then, plus some of the rhythms, it was trying to get funky right there, but it's not falling on like where the funk I think should fall on. And that kind of like threw me off. So, but everything else is pretty good. Production wise, I like the energy of the track. But other than that, I mean, this is a pretty good start for the show. So it's a good track.
All right, cool. Scale of 1 to 10.
Give this one 7.
Okay, sounds
also,
good.
On the poll, we got the 60% people was
good. Thank you for the poll. All right, 60% saying sign it, huh?
Yeah.
Sign it. All right, cool. All right, Tommy.
Yeah. I loved it. I loved the song. I mean, I just kept trying to push the acapella. I was just everything said, just push it.
Right.
This producer, it was rocking until the backgrounds is the only thing that gave it out. If you had just got rid of those moving all around and stuff, we would have never known it wasn't synced on our normal, what we normally hearing vocals fall on. But it reminded me of an early Paul Simpson. Remember back like Use Me and Lose Me, where it kind of flows in it like that. So it rocked. I mean, you could leave your timing, but you would have to get rid of the backgrounds because they seem like they was written to another song. So, but I really liked it. I give it an 8.
All right, good. Tommy Davis with the 8. Candace, round it up. What you think?
Thank you. So, I mean, I agree with everybody else. I wrote down that I like, the vocals has that kind of offbeat quirkiness that I like, that I like it. I know it's not for everybody, but I like it. I like the song. I like the groove. I think it's simple but effective. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay, cool. All right. So here's something that I know about this record. I think that the vocal came from a sample pack. I could be wrong. Actually, no, I'm not wrong. It came from somewhere, and it's not originally by the producer. So when people are hearing it and thinking that the vocals are off, the vocals actually are not where I think that they're off. Because I think it should be more like, if you're listening, it should be, can you feel the heat moving in your feet? Can you feel it? That's not what they've got going on. So it's kind of like off by like 1 bar or something.
Yep.
However, I like the instrumentation. It does. I think Kiara Nayela was saying pretty much what you were saying, Tommy. Like it sounds like something from Zan's. Something that Humphreys would be playing, like, in the, I don't know, early 90s or something. And the singing with the offbeat quirkiness is nice, but not necessarily the offbeat, the off-pitch quirkiness is nice, but I think that the vocals could be worked a little differently. So I think the vocals came from a sample pack, but all of that being said, I still give this about a 7.5. It's nicely done. I agree with Ezel. I think there can be some work that would make it even better. So just a few elements of some things that you could take maybe from some other records that are kind of in that vein that would help this record to grow. But that's really good for our first record. Can you feel it? As we move on, we're going to move on to track number 2. Track number 2 is a record called Spirits, as Talent Tuesday continues. is Talent Tuesday. It is your boy DJ Spen, your host with a little bit of what they call a most. This is a track entitled Spirits. Gotta say what's up to my man Bobby Promo, Roy Fitz from NZ. What's going down? My Tide 1977. Jeffrey C. How you doing? Everybody over in the chat rooms checking us out. Shakina Brock checking us out. Thank you for joining us and listening to what we're doing. And Nikki P, what's up? Mr. Man from John Nick, how you doing? All right, so let's see what kind of thoughts we have about this track called Spirits. Let's start with Ezel. What do you think, my brother? What you thinking?
So I think this one again has a lot of potential. I like the initial sound stage where those chords gave me a little bit of a Frank Ocean vibe. You know, it's different. I think that what this track needs to really elevate is a better drum design. This needs drums, you know, like especially high tops, because you know it keeps very like flat in terms of the drum. It's to me, at least for me, it's asking me for some like open hat, you know, like maybe some shaker, something that pops, you know, because there's an underlining swing on the bass. You know, it's like there's like a swingy energy on the bass line that could be matched for more excitement with some open hat, some hi-hat work or shaker work or whatever, you know. On that end, that's my observation. And then I will say that check as he adds more like layers of like pads and stuff like that. Check the tonal parity with the bass line, because at some point I felt like maybe some things were like going off like just by some notes, you know, like and I get that it's moody, but I feel that has to be like double check always, you know, so that it really hits.
I totally agree. It's almost like you need to make sure that your instrumentation. I mean, but you come from a musician's background. I mean, you DJ, but yeah, we could tell by some of that nice gear that you got in the back that you come from a straight up musician's background, and I think that, you know, especially a lot of dance music producers kind of need to hear that.
But
so that's a very good point.
Mad respect to all artists, man. You know, like this idea is great. You know, it has this moody element. It has to be developed, and I will say focus on the drum design, because really, if it goes like if it goes just a little level change up with the drums, this can be massive. You know, I think.
All right, scale of 1 to 10.
I'll give it a 7 too.
All right, sounds good. Okay, Chris Formen, what say you, my brother?
I think it's a good track, and I see where Ezel's talking about as far as well. When I listen, I try to listen from two different ears, because I know a lot of people listen to different things. You know, so you got to be able to place your mind in different avenues for the most part. More or less like step outside your own box and think as a listener would do. Now, from a musician side, I understand what y'all was talking about as far as some of the synth sounds, the pad sounds he used. The delays, see, from what I'm hearing, in fact, I know it because I used to have those issues myself. You needed to more or less turn some of the delays and stuff off, because as the notes change, they bleed into other, and that's what you're hearing when you're saying for the most part. So I would definitely work with that. As far as the drums, I agree with Ezel was saying. I think we should have a little bit of change to let the ear know that there's some type of movement that's coming or going for transitioning. That way you can, you know, feel it for the most part, like, you know, an exciting part for the most part. But I think it's a late night track. It's cool. I think it could use just a tad bit more instrumentation. You know, some growth as far as like like I'm not gonna say a lazy solo, but more or less like a nice fat melody / hook melody. You know, to let the crowd know that there's something else going on. You know, maybe put some type of voice vocal stab in there. But other than, I think it's good. Just got a little bit more growth, but it's good. It's good.
All right, scale of 1 to 10.
I give it a 7.5. You know, and only reason why I'm not taking nothing away from it, I just think it could use some more, and that's why I say 7. In my opinion, go 5 and below, then it's honestly it's not for me. And I get it. It's as a musician, slash DJ, slash producer, I know it's hard to make music for everybody to like. So that's why I try to look from two different types of ears and all that. But like I said,
Right.
had I given it a 5, that probably means it's not for me. But like I
Right.
said, I play it. I definitely would play it. I would mix it with something. I'll definitely play it. So yeah, yeah.
All right. Cool. Chris Foreman, thank you so much. Tommy Davis, what say you?
I think they nailed it. They nailed it. I mean, it's when you have those long, like, sustained pedals and it's bleeding onto the next note. It's what you hear that makes it kind of sound like it's crashing or like something is rubbing against each other. So, but because it's all just tracky, there's no human feel in this track. So it's just everything is kind of machine-like sounding. So which is okay with me. I mean, personally, I didn't mind the drums. I mean, it was interesting to hear old school kind of drums with that, especially with that kick that sounded like, okay, I haven't heard that in a long, 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 long time. But to me, honestly, I think it would sound good if it had vocals to it. Because that
Uh-huh.
movement, I haven't heard since the 80s, that kind of
Right.
movement
Right.
that,
Right. Right.
like, wow, okay, all right, you got something going here. So to the producer, hey, just go ahead and expand more, pull back some of them layers and layers, and put a vocal, put a melody on it, and it would probably kill on Quantize because we kind of stay in that kind of soulful bang like that, and that's different. That's not so elementary and linear like music is
Right.
now. So I give it a 7.
Okay. Good. Candace, what do you think?
Thank you. So, well, it's a little bit eerie sounding for me, but the track is called Spirit, so it makes sense. Came across in that vibe really, but it's not really for me, I'm afraid. But saying that, I think it's a good track, and I could kind of, hear it being played in some kind of deep dark club at like 3 in the morning or something. But unfortunately, it's not for me. But that's not saying it's a bad track. So
Right.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
All right. Cool. 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 Etienne Love over on Facebook says it has some nice elements of soundscapes, but needs something more to make it a tad more interesting, maybe a solo or some vocal snippets. So he's kind of falling in line with what everybody else is saying. What do you think, Mike Freak?
So yeah, just like what Tommy said, you can play that track and put like a Roland Clark sample on top of it, like put I get deep. It's gonna go crazy.
Right.
But I do get the point of what Ezel was saying, because I was like waiting for something else to happen in the drum sounds. It just pretty much stayed at that same lane, so it kind of
Right.
like add a fill here and there. If you're using like a drum machine, then you can do that. Program that. Also, I think it needs a little bit of help with the EQing.
Uh huh.
Because the synths are pretty sharp.
Okay.
The upper frequencies needs a little bit of help right there. So, but also on the poll, we got 60% people digging it. So,
60% people over on Twitch like, okay, all
yeah,
right, cool.
that's a pretty good
Also,
thing.
Urban Fabric, what's up, Tony LeBron, my man, how you doing? And Psycart, hey, thanks for everything that you do for us. All right, I think we should move along. I feel the same way everybody else feels about this one. Pretty good track, nice deep track, but could definitely stand some development for sure. So I would have to give it about a 7. All right, so track number 3 is a track entitled Gossips, as Talent Tuesday is in full EFFECT. Let's check it out. That is track number 3, a track entitled Gossips. I'm going to start with Mike Freak this time because I want to see what everybody's thinking in the polls. What are they saying, Mike, over in the polls on you see anything? Is anybody saying anything? Oh, we don't hear you. Where are you?
I forgot to unmute myself.
Okay, all good.
Well, 73% wasn't digging the tune.
Okay.
I mean, there's a couple of good things about it. That, like marimba sound, goes. I like that one. But the vibe, I mean, it needs a whole lot of polishing in this one because, sometimes we listen to a record and we try to figure out what category would this fit in, and like I'm trying to think, is this a deep house tune? Is this someone said I think Psychart said it was a trance tune, and yeah, it did have that element. So I guess as a producer, you kind of like need to find that sound if you're trying to find your niche in this industry. So this one is kind of like a little all over the place. So it needs a bit of work. Yeah.
Scale of 1 to 10. What do you think?
This one, I'll give this one a 6.
All right. David Trust D Chambers over on Facebook is loving the deep vibes of the tracks this week, but he also thinks that the vocal here is a little bit off. Very interesting feedback so far. So let's see. Let's go with Tommy Davis. What do you think?
You know what? It sounds like me when I'm at a peak and I got everything going, all 4 decks running, but and I'm gonna say it 2 ways. One, if I was just driving in a car and I was playing music, it would be a little bit much because it doesn't release. It just sits stuck in this high energy chaos, which I love, but in a story, I like it in a story. So it just went there and got stuck there. So it seems like you ever been playing, and other DJs can relate to this, and you forget that the deck you already play has a whole bunch of delay on it, and it's just stuck, and so therefore.
Okay.
But in a club kind of sense, I would be kind of scared because your dance floor needs to focus on what you're saying, and for what I normally hear on the dance floor, it's an easy direction to follow. So I couldn't follow it. I said, if this was in the middle of another track that built to this level, I probably would like it even more. But it didn't. It stayed there and went there. So you got some great ideas in it. I think the whole point is to edit it down so that you can go up to that crescendo of over simps and delays and overlap, and then you would drive a club crazy. So in saying that, I give it a 6. Hey, and it sounds like, is this the same producer before this?
You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask the hostess with the mostest who pulled this together, but I'm not sure. Candace, do you know?
Well, I say it's because it had the same issues. It had the same issues as the track before. It had the same issues as the track before this had. So some of the stuff we said before, I think applies to this track as well.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Right. Same sort of issues. Okay, Ezel, what do you think?
Like just following that same comment, I feel this kind of, if it's not the same producer, you could kind of say they fit the same intention, as the previous track.
Yeah.
And if it's the same producer, I want to talk to you, sir. You're onto something interesting. Don't. I mean, because that's the thing. Like how the innovation happens. Like this is definitely coming from somewhere else. And I think that has to be nurtured.
Right.
So obviously needs development. Like as when it started, it kind of had, I don't know, a certain nice density. Even the name, gossip, kind of catch me. Like But as it went into the vocal sample, I'll say play with that sample. Maybe it's off. Is when sometimes people that they don't really have this musical background, they just throw in a sample, and you could like with warp and just changing the semitone, try to feed a better tonal parity with it. If it works, if it doesn't work, then go and get something else. But I feel that this needs just a little bit more clarity on the delivery and again drum work, because I feel it stays very like I don't know, very stable and it doesn't depart, doesn't jump from the
Right.
initial presentation. I'll give it a 6. Just to encourage the creator to really go with it. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if people is like if it's a practice with this producer this day, but whenever I do a track, 80% of the time I have like 4 copies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's,
Yeah,
it's not.
man.
It's,
Yeah.
it's not only one. I mean, here's my song. I mean,
Right.
it's an exercise, man.
Right.
Just save as, make another copy, make changes. You never lose
Correct.
your original. But
Right.
keep going, man.
Scale of 1 to 10.
I'll say 6, just to give that producer.
Yeah, you already said that. Yeah. You said that.
Yeah.
You said that. All right, my man, Ezel. Okay, Chris Formen, what do you think?
All right. I'm not gonna be too hard because I get it. I do get it. I was feeling it started. It started off nice. After about 8 bars into it, I'm like, okay, where is he going?
Uh-huh.
Then it lost me. It lost me. It lost me kind of fast. I get where he was going with it, with his builds and stuff like that. But like I agree with Tommy what he was saying. It kind of got stuck because it's like the ear is just waiting for this transition note or something just to be a bit different. But it definitely got lost in the sauce. But I think there's potential. Like and I agree with Ezel. He said
Uh-huh.
I would just definitely start with it, leave it alone, come back to it, let my ears rest. You just can't go with the first take because it don't work like that all the time, especially when you got
Right.
all those elements and stuff like that going on. Now, that sound like a sample to me. I get his point, but I would just go back and do a little bit more homework and try to more or less fine tune exactly what he's trying to do for the grand scheme / big picture of it. Not really for me, but I get him. I get him. I get him. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna get better at it. That's what I say.
All right, scale of 1 to 10, my brother.
I give it a 6. I like everybody else, like I said, because he definitely has potential, whether it be he or she, sir, man. Definitely has potential. I just think they just need to do a little bit of homework and more or less fine tune and find themselves, and it'll come. I get it. Trust me, I've been there, done that. It takes time.
But I think we all have.
We all was there.
Man, we all have done that. So good feedback, good comments, man. Very, very good. All right, so this next track that's playing under me right now is called Strings to My Heart. It is 11 minutes long, and I'm telling y'all now, I'm not playing the whole 11 minutes of this track. So we're going to see how this goes and where it goes as Talent Tuesday continues.
You got the strength. The strength to my life. The strength. What is love? Love is a song. What is music? Music's a song. A song written from the hearts of the strings. Strings to my life. Won't you share peace. House is music, and all music in the community of the culture. We have no vultures, ain't no gatekeepers can keep us from the love and the peace. From the strings of the strings of my heart. You are the strings to my heart. Together, we can love, we can feel for the people. We are the culture, we were there. Words love, love is the strings to the heart. Come together, all my people, unite the soul. One mind, one body, like Robert Horn said. In the music, to feel the music like Larry Fingers. How you wrote the music, we all write it. Be invited to be enticed for the love of house music. So we are the culture. Written by the heart, you and I, together to the sky, we shine, almost together. It's a culture, Chicago culture, the classic culture, the original culture. Strings. You are the strings. The strings to my heart, my heart. We party till the sun comes up, until the sun goes down, and we party and dance until the moon goes back around the world again. You are the strings to my heart. You are. Strings to my you are the house music. It's our culture, it's our people. We are love, we are peace. Feeling no pain to be, because strings to my, strings to my.
All right. That is called Strings to My Heart. Now, just to be fair and to let y'all know, I've skipped from 11 minutes all the way down to 2 minutes. And I'm going to go down even further and see what we got for an outro.
The
And that's getting down to the outro. All right, Strings to My Heart. Looks like we've got 88%. What's that, Mike Freak? What's that? 88% people like it, or 88% don't like it?
88% wasn't
Okay. All right, so, since we got you, what you think about it?
I mean, it has some interesting parts. It has some good parts and some parts that needed to be tweaked. It's a long tune, so if you're a producer, you kind of need to have a little bit of a focus right there. What things do you need to work on? What parts do you want to keep? What parts, because sometimes you have to, work with less and not think of it, trying to fit in everything, all your ideas are in there, and it's 11 minutes of like, one thing going on to the next. So that's one. The autotune kind of, for a minute I thought there was something wrong with her stream with that autotune.
Okay. Right.
So yeah, I was trying. Was this something going on with the stream? But it was the track. It was just autotune just threw me off. So
scale of 1 to 10. What you
be careful with that.
Yeah, I think so.
6.
Okay.
6.
All right, 6 from Mike Freak. All right, let's jump into it. Chris Formen, what do you think?
I gotta go back to the last feel. Needs room for growth. More or less find himself. Actually, my thoughts are identical from the last one on that. It's cool. It's cool. It's a bit too much autotune. I get it. I'm not sure if it's a younger producer, older producer, but I noticed that a lot of the younger producers are getting into autotune. I get it. That's cool.
Right.
not truly singers, but the auto tune makes it kind of a little flipped up and give it a little bit of hype feel to it. But it's just a bit heavy on that. I will work on that. But for the most part, I gotta say it's just like it's identical to my last my last thoughts on the last song. He's got to find himself. Definitely. Even as musicians, we all learn from each other. There's nothing new under the sun that hasn't been done. So my
Right.
suggestions to the producer, I would just go out there and listen and learn. I mean, study. Like Mike Freak said, it sounds like you're trying to do everything all at once. You can't just have everything going at once. You got to let the ears know that there's change going on. There's movement to the song. I'm not sure if that was a djembe or just a tom with effects and echoes and stuff like that, but definitely
Hmm.
there should have been parts that should have been muted to let the other rhythm, other rhythm, sorry, the rhythm sections know that there's something else going on in that background. So grow. I would definitely grow.
All right. Scale of 1 to 10.
I give it a six. I give it a six.
All right. Thank you, Chris Foreman. Tommy.
Well, actually, I've really liked it. I mean, um, I would say if just the music alone is enough for in Baltimore, definitely, I could hear somebody really doing something with it. But with the vocals like that, if you're going to actually do vocals, you're going to have to either take some effects off of it because it almost sounds like you on your mic on using your headphones as a microphone. And I get that some people like that sound, but you're not going to be taken serious. I mean, I would study Mr. V and Roland Clark and some other spoken word great dance artists that figure out how to cut them vocals right through there so that it sounds more structured. It,
Right.
11 minutes. He probably. I have to admit he's confident. He must have a message that in 11 minutes he thinks that needed to be said. So and on every track on this show, the producers are actually got a great ideas. They're kind of determined, and we need that. We need them to keep on being like that because, well, it'll just be the same one of us doing the same thing all the time. So just take your idea, refine it some, and listen to the people that sound similar to you. So listen to Quanta, listen to your when you send something for a demo, you want to shorten your story. You don't want your story to be a paragraph, and we're only going to play 3 sentences. So on a show like this, you need to edit it down just for us so that we can get to the best part thing. We say, hey, yeah, yeah, we like it or not like it. So I give it a six.
All right. All right. All right. Candace, what do you think?
Thank you, Spen. So, well, I thought like the instrumentation was interesting, and I like the vocal, as in like I like what he was singing about or speaking about, kind of thing. I thought it was interesting, but yeah, I can't really add anything more of like to what everyone else has said. Like it definitely needs to sort of go back and definitely shorten it. I thought 11 minutes is long, and actually I wrote down as well. I was waiting for like some big drop or something. So it started. If it was kind of like a short intro like that, and then a big drop into something else, I thought maybe it could have been something, but unfortunately it never did that. So 11 minutes of the same was just a bit too much for me.
Right.
So I'm gonna give it a 6 because I think it is a really good effort.
All right. Ezel, what do you
So
think?
I want to say, and I'm referring to the creation, not to the creator. As this stand right now, for me personally, this doesn't work. I'll use the metaphor that let's say house music, is like a group of yellow chickens. Suddenly it comes this chicken that hatch black with some yellow dots on it. And you could
Uh-huh.
say, but it's to me this is like and I'll explain. I don't think this fully enters the realm of let's say something that could translate well as dance music,
Right.
because I think level wise, I think the creator, I feel still giving a lot of importance to whatever he did on the upper top with the vocals, and that to me sounds subpar on a technical aspect, because it, like Tom is saying, it sounds like it was bad recorded, but also it sounds like with the auto tune, it doesn't sound steady. It sounds like very a little bit on the amateur side of things. You know, as much heartfelt that it can come across to me, it kind of doesn't grab me just because I feel that it feels more like if some of us will like get an idea and just like say like, okay, I'm getting this melody right now, but I need to put it on record, even if somebody else is gonna do it. But I don't want to go like so deep into that because I guess everybody can and is allowed to express their artistry however they want. The big issue that I feel is that when I listen to it, it's like the kick and the elements that represent like dance movement are let's say plays more in the background that actual like the singer songwriting element with the main pad and the vocal. So I get lost because it doesn't move me as let's say the other track have moved me where those planes are well established, and
Right.
I'll just say that this needs to still be worked on so that it fits to me more of a comprehensive, to my opinion, acceptable dance format. So
right.
I'll just give it a 5.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. Well, that's how we all feel. I feel the same way. I mean, you all kind of put it all there. And again, I think this track is suffering a little bit from, know who you're sending the tracks to. I don't think a label like Quantize, any of the labels that do what we do, would really sign that record as it is. But do I think that the record has some potential? Yes. I think that the vocal definitely needs some work. I think, again, what Tommy said, listen to people like Mr. V, Roland Clark, and people that do what we do very successfully. And you'll see kind of where you would kind of fit in with the vocals for a track like this. I definitely think that the track overall, just the music bed, needs some development. So I would give it 5. But again, I'm saying that that's a 5 with some potential there. You work on it a little bit, listen to what's going on with the people that do what we do, and I think you may actually come back with something that could work. So, as we move on, we're going to move into a record called My Death Wish. So this is going to be interesting. Yeah, that's what it's called. Let's see. Let's see where it goes. It's Talent Tuesday. That is a track entitled My Death Wish. Very, very interesting title. Sharonda Phillips over on Facebook says that the vocals scare her. Which I think is very, very interesting. So let's get right in it. Chris Formen, what do you think, my brother?
Vocal. All right, I'm not gonna be brutal. I'm just gonna be straightforward with it.
All right.
The vocal has absolutely nothing to do with the song.
With the song or the title, right?
Yeah, the vocal has absolutely nothing to do with it. And the string samples, the string stabs, that doesn't have anything to do with it as well. Other than that, if you would take out the string, that strings, whatever it is, man, like almost like a string.
Yeah, stab. Yeah.
Get rid of that. Get rid of the vocal. He can let that rock and add some drums to it to make it more interesting. Because actually, when it first started off, I'm like, okay, all right, we got something here. And then when he started coming with the vocals, I'm like, okay, this is even someone that is tone deaf could hear that they had nothing to do with it. So I'm sorry. I will go back to the lab on that. I felt like he just threw a bunch of things. He or she, I'm not sure. Once again, younger producer, maybe so. But it's not like they just threw a bunch of things together and like, okay, I'm gonna rock with this and I'm gonna stay with it. But no, definitely needed just a bit more thought. So really wasn't like I felt it, but then it lost me. So yeah.
All right. Scale of 1 to 10. What do you think?
Because I liked it. I like the little progression. I give that a 6.
Okay.
Again, the only reason why I'm staying with the 6 because there's room for growth. Now, had it been just the actual scary, whatever that was, I probably would have given it a 4. But again, like I said, because I thought I had potential, and they hit me from the rip, like, all right, sounds good. We got something to do. Yeah. So I give it a 6. Spen.
Okay. All right. Ezel.
So I'm not gonna fuck with a lot on the name. I'm gonna go straight into the music. From all the tracks so far, this is the one I have kind of enjoyed the most because it shows proper level changes in terms of the arrangement. You know, it's like going up, going down, and like taking away the things that has to be improved. At least that I think is well established. I think one has to be really careful. How do you treat those elements that are like up front, you know, in your 3D image of which is music, you know? The fact that the sample, you know, take it or leave it, but I think the main gospel sample that he used, that was extremely oversaturated to the point that the sweetness that the boom, 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 boom bass line had and other things got kind of eaten by that overly saturated sample. If it was more clean, maybe more sweet, maybe it will make better cohesion, you know, with it. Right. In terms of the beat, I like the stomp with the stick, like at some point I thought he was gonna go batucada, like you know, that's also tasty, you know, but I think that's a little bit too naked. It needs to double with a clap if it's gonna be stomp. Like just put a clap on top of that stick to make it more like and focus more that type of stomp. I will give it a 7. Honestly,
awesome.
I think it has potential.
Okay, all right, Candace, what do you think?
Oh, thank you, Spen. So, I wrote down the sample is overused. Make it a dub and change the title.
Okay, well said. Scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Okay, all right. Tom Davis.
Wait a minute.
This is so you see I saved you for last for a reason, but okay, yeah, go ahead. Go.
They know not what they do.
Keep going.
I want to call you because you know what? Underneath of that, you got some great stuff. I mean, the music and stuff was great. To me, they didn't seem like they went together. But dude, what you was doing with the samples, we have taken records like that and made them #1 hits. So
Right.
it's a shame that you thinned it out so bad and put it all the way back in there. But you got the makings of a really great record. I mean, if you're gonna do that, I don't see how. Not unless you're talking about Crucifixion, My Death.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted. Hold on. What I didn't tell y'all was that this track is called My Death Wish and parenthetically Hallelujah.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay, listen. This is I love praise and worship music, and the issue was you had a smooth jazz thing going on, you had a nice bass line, and then you had it so almost to a mockery in the back of it that we couldn't hear the message or the energy that gospel music has. And at Quantized and Unquantized, we do that really, really well. So therefore, that would be in a front, and we would pull everything else back to make them to reach these followers that we now have that's doing this kind of music. So to me, Candace was in the room saying she could see my face, y'all couldn't. She was like, what's wrong with your face? Look, I had to grab the cross. I was like, oh. But I loved it. This is the kind of record that I would say, hey, let's talk to him and see maybe we can help him out in some way to do it. It would fit easier on Unquantized. It really would. We have to make sure that we can clear that sample. But I couldn't even hear a redundancy in it. It was like, what is that? I was straining real hard to figure out.
Yeah, which is why he called it My Death Wish, because I think that at the beginning there was this repetitive My Death Wish that they were saying, which was very interesting to me for a gospel record anyway. I don't know, but what do you give it? What do you give it?
Revelation. I'll tell you what, I give you an 8 for just because I like that part of it. I like those kind of records, but the production need a lot of work. Okay,
and that's rock. I'm gonna tell you right now.
But you know what, Spen? Because of my English. Speaking of the sample, it took me maybe like 1 or 2 minutes to actually understand the lyrics. Right. What I thought initially is that this cat was so creative. He kind of sampled like maybe his mom arguing with him or like telling him to.
I don't know, man. Right.
It sounded like he was arguing or somebody was arguing, you know.
Yeah. But I think it's creative use, even at the very creative use of a sample. I do agree with. But this guy has some understanding of sonics, because I mean, you listen to that. That's killer. So I mean, at the very end of the day, the vocal treatment was rough, but I don't know, man. It's kind of a weird situation. It would have been almost better if you just left it with just this beat and then put the gospel thing kind of on top of it, and then you've got and then you've got like a Tommy, what's the record that Mary Don't You Weep? Who did that? You kind of have a
Craig Loftus.
Yeah, Craig Loftus. So I think somebody over on Twitch was like, less is more. I don't think it needed as much, and then maybe you would have had room to maybe figure out how to EQ around what's going on with the gospel sound, with the gospel sample. With I'm tongue twisted today. I don't know what's going on. I think it's because of everything. But anyway, long story short, Tommy, you gave it what? What number did you give it?
Candace, switch me over. Candace. Switch me over. I gave it a 411. Yo, hit us.
Okay. Whatever, man. I know we're going to be calling this producer just because your name is Tommy Davis. I know what's getting ready to happen. So
I say one thing, Spen, real quick, just to add some insight to what you're saying. I didn't think about that. That is a good idea. If you were to reach out to the producer and literally get in his ear, like, okay, give him some direction in it, it could definitely turn into something. You know what I mean? Just to give him some ideas, like maybe you should try this instead of that, and so forth. But so I agree. I didn't think about that. So that's definitely something to think about. I didn't think about that. That's the second time.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It's like there's so many different things that's going on that with the proper kind of guidance. If the producer is open enough for it, I mean, sky would be the limit with something like this.
But Spen, don't you think like if he loses the sample and it's just an instrumental and send it for like writing camp with
absolutely
vocalist.
Dope. Yeah, man, you could put which is the other thing, with a track like this, you could go with putting somebody in the studio. Because the musicality is great, that's what I'm saying. It has so much potential, but the potential is divided in all of these different directions. But as it stands now, as it stands now, you look at it like Chris looked at it at the very beginning, and it's just the track to itself, by itself, needs work for sure. For sure, but if you're a producer and you're listening past all of that to what's good, there's so much potential. It's sad. So much potential is sad. So yeah, that's what we think. And my Death Wish, I would not have sampled my Death Wish for a gospel record. You kind of give people a little bit of a different, if you're looking at it from that direction, so there you go. There you go. All right. Let's move on to our last track of the night. Very good comments, by the way, guys. Thank you so much for that. This track is called My Juliet. My Juliet. I'm already liking this. It's Talent Tuesday, y'all. Let's check it out. That track is called My Juliet. The last track here tonight on Talent Tuesday. We're going to jump right in. Ezel, what's your thoughts?
Hey man, I was just thinking about this. I don't have anything. I love the track. I love the track. I know it has this more of a kind of just to name a brand, more of a glitter box type of like undertone, you know, like
Right.
big time. My thing is this. This will be a completely silent track if it can get out of that Julieta scene. If it stays only like that, I mean, this needs a severe chord change coming out of nowhere. You know, like just it needs to modulate somewhere. You know, if it's like da 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 da, it has to go like what? Where are you? To then come back to that again. If it stays only that, then it becomes like it goes
it's
like
just an average record, right? It's just average. I understand.
That's the key for that record right there.
Scale of 1 to 10.
I'll say 8, man. This is close to being interesting.
Okay, all right. Chris Formen.
I agree with Ezel. I like it. Caught me from the door. I definitely like the energy. I like the feel. He definitely knows what he was doing. He knows his direction where he's going for it. However, if it were me, like Ezel said, before I take it into another chord change, to give it that break, I would start with let me rephrase it. He's already got the energy going, flowing. And I would rock it with just some bass and a kick. Give it a good vibe. Bass and a kick, boom, boom, boom. Then I would come with that chord, the chord change, let it go, bang, 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 and then bring it right back to where it was. And you got him sold in, bro. You just literally like a fish in the hook, like you just got him caught in the trance. But I dig the track. I don't want to take away anything from anyone else, but by far that was the best one for me.
Yeah. Scale of 1 to 10. What you talk?
Man, I'll give it an 8.5, bro. I'll give it a strong 8.5. And if you do sign this, which I would if I was, you're gonna do what you do. You gotta do.
Oh, he's getting a phone call. I haven't talked to Tommy Davis about it, but he's getting a phone call.
I was thinking that, Spen, like you take that acapella, you will break that shit in like I don't know. It will be.
Oh yeah. We're going to kill it. No question about it. It's going to kill it. But
kill it, bro. Kill it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Tom Davis. I'm just gonna go right to you.
All right. Tommy left. He went to prayer on Tuesday night. I'm gonna speak for my
Tuesday night prayer service, yo.
Right.
Okay.
I'm speaking for my freak. This is definitely rocking. I know I got some Talent Tuesday itis going on. Hearing different levels of production, but it just felt so put together. So I know Mike would really, really like this record. It would do well.
Yeah, y'all. I think y'all be fighting between whether this is going on quantized or unquantized or Q. I don't know.
It's definitely Q. It's definitely Q. It's definitely Q.
Okay.
So I gotta say that it was definitely an 8.5. It was just like, oh wow. I mean, somebody said in the chat, the hook is so familiar, but I can't clock it, and it's just driving me crazy. What it is. Now there is something about it makes me nervous because it sounds like maybe the whole thing might be a sample. You know what I mean? So we have to do our research to make sure. That just sounds really well done, like a producer we know did it. So therefore, we have to make sure that what you're doing is not a cousin of ours or a friend or enemy.
Right.
Or enemy.
We'll figure it out.
But I really thought it was well. I get the producer like, hey, yo, that was perfect. That was really a big record. I could hear it being really, really, really a big record.
All right. Scale of 1 to 10. What did you give it? You gave it 8.5.
8.9.
Correct. All right. Candace, what say you?
Thank you, Spen. So, I really liked it. It reminds me of like a dance anthem track that might have come out in like 2004 or something. Just for me, I you know me, I'm always taking out vocals, aren't I? No, but you know, but in like from like that year 2004, you had people like Armand Van Helden with My and Michael Gray with The Weeknd. So it's kind of like that vibe for me where it's just kind of repetitive vocals. I like it. I like that stuff. But just don't repeat it too much. Like hear more of the music. That's basically what I'm saying. But I really like it. I'm gonna give it an 8.
All right, cool. Everybody's giving it an 8s across the board. Sounds like, and see, this is what I love about what we do here on Talent Tuesday. The chat room is an educated one. So DJ Biscuit says that it's a sample from a record called Juliet by Matthew and Friends. So, okay, interesting. We're going to see how much of a sample it actually is and what's going on with it and whose record it is and all of that other kind of stuff. But yeah, it's creative use, I think. But we'll find out after I actually listen to this Matthew and Friends record all the way. Because before we say we're going to sign something, you know, we're going to have to put it through the ringer and figure out what's going on. So, but yeah, I mean, you know, Chris, go ahead, say that, bruh. Say it.
I would definitely, it's. You can't lose on this one, definitely, bro. If it is a sample, Too Easy, sing it, bro. Like,
exactly.
Re-sing it, bro. Like, cause that record was huge, man. The record that Quinn did. I'm trying to think of the name. Oh my God.
Quentin Harris.
Yeah, it was early It was like 2004, 2005, and they ended up re-singing that. Boy, I can't remember the name, but it was a big record. You know the record. I'm like I'm tongue tied. I can't even think.
Man, it's so much of that. I don't know.
You talking about My Joy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Initially, I remember I heard Kevin play it, and it wasn't out. I'm like, it's because it's not cleared. And then I guess I think he got with Defected or somebody.
Margaret Grace, yeah. So they had Margaret Grace re-sing it. Margaret Grace re-sang that, and there you go.
Bro, I'm telling you, don't sleep on that. If that be the case, sing it. Too easy, man.
Yeah, it's dope. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, it could be a sample, but knowing that it's a sample, I don't know whether it's a sample with the vocal on it, and then you can't separate the vocal because the vocal's on top of the track or on top of whatever he did. So we got to figure out, the nuts and bolts of it. But I mean, it's creative from what I can hear. But yeah, there you go. There you go. All right. This has been one really, really good Talent Tuesday. Very informative. The music tonight has been really, really good as well. So, it's been an interesting night. So I gotta say, first and foremost, a big up to my man Chris Formen, and understand, right? This last record, being the disco record out of all of these records, Chris Formen and Ezel, in my mind, have two of the best disco records out right now, and they're both on Quantize. Yeah. So get up, get down, go out and support your boy Chris Formen with Steel Vibe, who's showing off. He's just showing that he just got mad skill, mad vocal skill, mad, just can produce a couple different ways and still get it off. So Get Up, Get Down is out right now on Quantize. Check it out. It is very, very good. It'll make you get your disco on and make you think that, okay, wait a minute, this is not a Steel Vibe record. What is that? So thank you, Chris, for joining us. We really appreciate you and your expertise and your feedback tonight. It was great having you. And my man, Young Star, because I can't. When I heard that you were in your 30s, I was like, no, can't be. He has too much flavor going on. Mr. Ezel, thank you for joining us tonight, giving us your expertise as well. Much, much, much appreciated. Tommy, hey, you know how I feel about you, my brother. You crazy, crazy, crazy man.
You can't watch too many records go round and round and not be crazy.
I know. And thank you, Candace, for doing everything that you're doing in the back end. We've got a lot of nuts and bolts to make this thing work, and I just thank you for being a part of that. So thanks a lot to you as well. And don't forget, everybody, under the sound of my voice, if you live in Baltimore, make sure that on February the 5th that you are at Smooth Flicks Event Hall with me and my man Charisma. We're going to be doing our back-to-back thing that we just have not done in the longest time. And we're going to have youngster Jordan Pope. He's going to be on the Wheels of Steel, as well as my son Cade Young. So that's going to be a killer party on Sunday, February the 5th. We're going to open the doors at 3, and we're going to party all the way around until 9, 10 o'clock before people have to do what they have to do and get up and get ready to go to bed and school and work for Monday morning. So make sure that you join us for that. Our next Talent Tuesday is going to be 2 weeks from now. Stay tuned for who's going to be our guest on that as well. Tommy Davis does his thing every Friday night with his praise situation. So does Candace McKenzie. And we're going to try to raid into Mike Freak right now to see what's going on.
Wait.
Yes,
we got a guest on the show.
Right now, how you going pop in, right? Candace, give her some shine, please. How you going pop in just from out of nowhere? Let me see that foot. Let me see it. Oh, this is so you haven't been seen yet. Oh, it's whose show? Whose show is it? Whose show?
She said my show.
Right. I heard her say something about my show. That's why you can't hear you with that foolishness that you talk. Okay, so I guess it's not a secret. So Kelly Spencer is at an urgent care facility because she had a faux pas with her foot. So I have to get ready to go and check her out and see what's going on with her at this urgent care facility. So yes, we did your show without you. And I hope that you're proud of the fact that we could do the show without you.
Oh man.
So yeah, all of that was going on while I was doing the show. So yeah, tongue twisted, all of that jazz. All right.
We know why now. We know why.
Right, this girl had me worried. I'm like, I hear something fun, and then I hear and I'm like, what? What is going on? So, okay. So now y'all know why y'all didn't have Kelly Spencer tonight. So hopefully she'll be well enough to grace us with her beautiful presence next time. All right.
Okay.
Peace in the valley, peace in the city, peace to your souls. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. And again, thank you, Ezel and Chris. Yeah. I love y'all. Mad love to you. Thank you again. And I hope to have you both back on the show at some point. And Tommy and Candace, thanks again. Yeah, what an awesome thing. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Let me go see what's going on with Mrs. Spence. I'm so getting out here. I don't even remember what I'm supposed to be hitting on the. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be hitting one of these. Okay, thank you for joining us. Good night.
Get up to get down.